Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX Trace Amounts of Science. Today we're getting back in r/NeckbeardStories once more with the tale of Queenie and Sourface. Yes, it's been on hiatus for some reason, I don't know. I did enjoy the story and I'm glad to be back into it. If you missed the previous parts, those links in the description, I'm sure, or in a playlist or something. It's fine. It's normal. We're gonna continue doing the thing. Don't mind the time gap. Thanks so much for being here, of course. Let's go ahead, get on into this thing with Tales of Community College, The One Who Has It Bad, part number 9, by user Dizzy Genetic Fluid, who I don't think the Gubbins have met before. So, yeah. Say hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Yep. Smart mouth. Okay. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get into the thing. Hello once again, ReddX and readers. Hello there, OP. I'm back with another tale, and I will tell you all that we are almost halfway to the end. Yeah, except for the time gap. Where we last left off, Best Bro wanted to meet up and wanted to talk about Artlad. This tale, however, is also where I talked to Sourface, and keep in mind that I have not seen or talked to him since he saw me with his brother Goodfella. And I know this saga is a slow burn, but remember, all of this happened within a month. The community college that I went to has their semesters set to only 4 months long, so I spent a quarter of that in this stupid drama. Not only that, I was starting to rethink my friendship with Artlad and wanted to spend more time with Goodfella. I have tales about this guy, but not important to this saga. Again, sorry about my writing. Being bilingual is hard. You're good. We're getting through it, ain't we? Anyway, choose your character. Dizzy, the 19-year-old OP who's plotting to mess with Queenie and Sourface's, love life, I guess? Oh yeah, they're cousins and they bang. Also fallen into a hole that would cause the biggest fallout that I had ever seen. Goodfella, the 18-year-old brother of a cousin-loving dude who basically I'd never seen smile genuinely. He's more of a friend than Artlad and was always there if I needed him. Sourface is a mean girl who is cursed to be trapped in a 21-year-old fat man's body, who also never smiles. Also took the Sweet Home Alabama stereotype and went, that's not a bad idea. I could give Queenie a pity fuck cause I'm a nice alpha. He really hates, and I mean really hates, Goodfella for some reason. Best Bro, 19-year-old best friend of Artlad. He's also a good friend of mine and will hold anyone accountable of their wrongdoings. Right now, however, he just needed a pal to vent to. Best Gal, 19-year-old girlfriend of Best Bro. Her appearance is brief since she's very busy with her own schoolwork. She came along because I needed a neutral party. Cherry, the 22-year-old plus-size pinup chick who is basically actually running the Fatty Club and is completely done with Queenie's crap. She's in this story briefly. There's also Artlad, 19 years old, and the one who put me into this mess in the first place. Will this tale be the one to break this friendship? Who knows? Let's get ready for this tale. Yeah, indeed. I think he should have gone out the window long ago, but I don't know. Sometimes when you're young, the bonds are hard to break or something. So the last time, Best Bro was asking me if I wanted to meet up with him so he could tell me everything about Artlad's home life. I didn't really want Best Bro to tell me since, you know, it's Artlad's story to tell. However, Best Bro got into an argument with him and seemed to want to hurt him in the same way that Artlad hurt me. I was staring at the phone and Best Bro was waiting for my answer on the other end of the line. I didn't want to stoop to Artlad's level by doing all this, but Best Bro was waiting. So, with a deep breath, I said, OP, okay, Best Bro, I'll meet up with you. Best Bro, good. OP, but not without your girlfriend. I need a neutral party there. Best Bro, okay, sure. I'm free later this week after classes are over. What time's best for you? Yeah, this friendship's just falling apart at the seams, ain't it? But maybe the people involved deserve it. I don't know. A lot of characters in this saga are like morally gray, I guess. And with all that, we set up a time. I feel gross remembering this and typing it because I did stoop down to Artlad's level. All because I wanted to know, thinking that I needed to know. In my journal, I wrote, quote, if it wasn't for Artlad's drama, I wouldn't feel the need to hurt him, or at the very least want to make him feel so sorry. It feels like Artlad doesn't want me or Best Bro to be friends anymore, yet he wants to fix the drama that he started with Queenie. After that phone call, I felt pretty numb. I was so numb that I started to rethink, what's the point in even helping Goodfella? What's the point in fixing my friendship with Artlad? What's the point to do any of this? God, I know that. Life and living, I don't fucking get it, but we get up, wake up, breathe, keep breathing. That's what I say. And yet I continued. I continued because I think a part of me just wanted to hurt Artlad or Queenie or Sourface just because I was hurt. Hurt people hurt other people, you know? Oh, I know. Before I could rethink thoroughly, I got a text from Goodfella saying, what are we to do with Sourface? And that sort of pulled me out of my haze. However, I wasn't in the mood to talk, so I told him that we could talk tomorrow. Remembering all this made me feel really dumb, because yeah, it is super immature. As I lay there staring at the ceiling, I realized that I needed to set up an appointment with my doctor, because I wasn't doing too well. More on that a bit later. I mean, it is good to have a checkup, you know, like every 6 months, something like that. That's... Or are you talking about, like, brain doctors? I don't know. I hope physically you are well. The brain is, like, not easier to fix, really, but more plasticine, I guess, is the way to look at it. Like, my brain chemicals suck, too. You just learn to roll with the punches, I guess. Whatever. I fell asleep, and I woke up to a text from Best Gal. I felt like I barely slept a wink, but after checking that it's already morning, I felt like this day was not gonna be an easy one. Again, this was years ago, so this conversation isn't 100% word for word, but it kind of went like, Best Gal, hey, Dizzy, Best Bro told me you wanted, like, a neutral party at the meetup. OP says, hey, Best Gal, yeah. I wanted someone to ease the tension of this drama. You're the only one I could think of. I'm not being too pushy, am I? Best Gal, no, not at all. Best Bro isn't really giving me the full story since he's busy dealing with Artlad, but I wanted to ask you something. OP, go ahead. Best Gal, you really don't know much about his home life. Like, we've been friends since freshman year of high school and it wasn't ever brought up. OP, I mean, I told him my story, but he didn't say much. He did slip some out here and there, I guess. Best Gal, huh. Weird. I'll talk more when we meet up. I'll see you soon. OP just says, K, and then presumably goodbye, because that's good manners. I also kind of remembered not wanting to go to class that day, and my body felt that sort of heaviness where you're just fed up with everything. But I still got dressed and headed out and put on a mask so people wouldn't think anything was up. Like always, I met up with Goodfella, and Goodfella immediately said, whoa, you look like shit. What gives? OP, I look like shit because I'm in drama that a good friend put me into. You know, the reason that I played along with your little plans. Goodfella, well shit, dude. How's us fucking with my cousin and brother leaving you this drained? OP says, man, I don't even know, dude. All I know is I want to get this over with so I don't have to think about it ever again. So, what the hell's the next step? Goodfella, glad you ask. Did you get my text last night? OP, about you asking what we're doing with Sourface? Yeah, why? Goodfella, I got an idea. The thing is, it's pretty obvious that you and I are talking to each other, so he cornered me about it. OP, and? Why does he care? I'm not even his type. Plus, I cried pretty hard the day where he followed me to every class. He took a deep breath and looked at me with that I know you're gonna hate me but kind of look, and Goodfella said, well, remember we talked about using your girl hormones? OP, well yeah, but what and then I thought about it for a moment and said, wait, what? Already? Dude, I'm not ready to face him. Yeah, we gotta level up a few times, get the mirror shield, some shit like that. Goodfella says, don't yell! Look, I know this is bullshit, but we need to do this. OP, look, dude, I'm starting to think that this is getting kind of stupid. Can't we just stop at giving Queenie the stupid list of traits and wait for Sourface and Queenie to, do their thing? Goodfella, you really think that's gonna work? OP, come on, dude, let's be real here. This isn't even that big of a campus, so of course, someone that one of us knows will catch on, and not only that, how far are we realistically going to push Queenie and Sourface into whatever it is that you wanted to do? Dude, he's gonna hide in the closet, isn't he? Good fella. Don't you want him to leave this campus? Don't you want him to leave you alone? The only reason we're doing this is because your shitty friend was too much of a wuss to break off a friendship that he only met a few months ago. That is pretty stupid. Oh, look, we paid to be in the same space. These are the ties that bind. No, you mean nothing to me, I'll be honest. OP says, you wanted them to leave this campus. I don't understand why it's so hard for you to be like, hey bro, I'm actually friends with Artlad too, and I know we aren't close, so let me help you with this, like, as if that wasn't a completely open secret. Goodfella says, well, like I told you, he won't believe me. We need to do it this way, or else we can't expose him. OP says, well, then I'm gonna go do it my way. I'm not going to risk being alone with that fucking creep, Goodfella. You don't have to. Look, I have new info we can use. Again with that, oh look, I have new info line, as if we're detectives trying to solve a crime, but I humor him by asking, okay, and? Goodfella, just listen. You know that barcade that's down the street from the campus? OP, I mean, kinda, why? Goodfella, I found out that every meeting in the Health at Every Size Club, he meets up with his gaming pals in that area. OP, and? Goodfella, and you play video games too, right? OP, are you saying that I pretend to not know about video games to woo him, or to beat his ass at an arcade game? Have you seen those types of dudes? They're not even, they're more gremlin than man after a certain point. It's like, I got the final level on Pac-Man. It's like, okay, now take a shower. I don't remember the rest, but it was pretty much me going, no, fuck no. I didn't think this through. This is too much. And him going, oh, please just do it. I'll make it up to you, or something like that. I asked him if he really thought this through, and to my surprise, he didn't at all. Yeah, you're just a pawn in his plan. I don't think he's as good a friend as you think he is either. Maybe all will be unveiled. I noticed this OP likes to keep the wool pulled over the eyes just a little bit, you know. The rest of the conversation was like OP saying, are you kidding me? And Goodfella saying, look, I don't have time to plan. It's hard to plan when you're on a time limit. OP says, you know what? I'm not going with your plan. Instead, I'm going with my own way of doing things. Goodfella, how? OP says, improv. Duh. Goodfella, really? OP, hey, if I'm gonna be the one to walk into the lion's den, I might as well take charge for once. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'll just talk to him at the meeting, and yeah, I gotta go there anyway, I guess. We talked a little more, but he agreed to let me just do my thing. Plus, I didn't really want to tell him that I was meeting up with a friend after the club. The rest was me just thinking about how I'm going to talk to Sourface about this without Artlad and Queenie finding out about it. And then I thought, fuck it, I'll find him on campus, if he's still here. But I was risking myself being in the same situation as last time, alone with him. However, I didn't care. The rest of the week wasn't much, so I'm going to fast forward to the day of the club. Still hadn't spoken to Artlad at all, and wasn't really ready to talk to him at the club, but I planned to ignore him anyway if he lied about quitting, and not tell him that I was planning to meet up with Best Bro. As I was waiting for the club to start, however, Artlad did not come by at all. Good, I thought. That'll make it easier for me to toy with Sourface. Again, if he did lie. It's fuzzy on some details, but I think I remember looking up some alpha bro bullshit to get an idea on Sourface's thought process, since Goodfella did say he thought of himself as an alpha male. Side note, aren't alpha male wolves just taking care of their pups, or do I remember that wrong? Anyway, I do kind of remember playing on the DS and Sourface comes up to me. Okay, regarding the alpha male thing, I think that's been discredited in wolf packs or something. Or so said some random commenter at some point, and now it's stuck in my brain, who cares? Sourface says, well, haven't seen you in a while. Is Artlad giving you trouble? I quickly looked up from my game, and he was flashing me with his creepy, gummy smile. I looked back down to my game, trying not to freak out, and say, no, Sourface, he's not. Also, why do you care? Sourface. I just wanted my fellow club member to be okay, since, you know, he kind of put you in his drama. Aren't you still mad at Artlad? Well, why don't you stay out of the fucking drama, okay? Doesn't involve you at all. Thanks so much. Go away. OP says, look, Sourface, I don't want to put you into shit that's not really a big deal. Plus, I heard you and Queenie are cousins, so, Sourface. What? You think I'm giving Artlad a hard time because I'm looking out for her? Fuck that. She's a total bitch. At this point, I'm baiting him to confess that he and Queenie are seeing each other in a romantic sense, but I'm also trying to see how I can do this fast and easy and without him acting creepy or thinking that I'll be fine with him being around me. So I just played dumb. OP says, I don't get it. Sourface, you don't get how she's a bitch? OP says, not that part. I meant, if you don't like Queenie, then why are you acting this way? It seems like every time you two are around one another, there's this, I don't know, tension? Sourface, what do you mean? OP, look, Sourface, there's something I need to know. Do you hate Artlad? Sourface, women. Of course you won't understand how alphas show their true selves. Competition is in nature, duh. It's normal that two single men fight for position as the best of the best. Best of the best, he says. OP says, dude, just answer the fucking question. Sourface, typical lesbian, yes and no. OP, yes and no? Also, I'm not a lesbian. You are on thin ice, Buster. That's how you know it's serious. Sourface, hey, how the fuck am I on thin ice? OP, you followed me to every class and acted really gross towards me. If it wasn't for Cherry being there, I could have done a lot worse than crying. Sourface, of course bitches like you don't like it when nice guys are nice. Fine, if you're so butthurt about it, I'm sorry, okay? I'm saying sorry, like a true gentleman. Yeah, and it wasn't coerced or anything. Oh, be still, my beating heart. Who wouldn't love a man who's this nice? Sarcasm. I took a deep breath and composed myself before thinking, maybe I should just play into this like I did for Queenie. And that's when I struck gold and said, OP, you know, I've been thinking of something. Thinking and wondering, so to speak. Sourface, like what? OP, if you're a nice guy, right, then why aren't you rolling in bitches? Or at the very least, not single. Sourface, oh, I see where this is going. You want me. No, gross, no. OP says, no, clearing my throat. Don't want to ruin this, right? But I know why, and my theory is the reason that you hate Artlad. It's because he's the bigger alpha. Sourface, bull! I'm the alpha here! I'm of the personal opinion that alphas are so alpha that they don't even know that that's a thing, okay? If you're wasting time on this shit, you're beta at best. Probably a delta or gamma, honestly. OP says, calm down, Sourface. What if I could help you become the bigger alpha? I mean, who knows more about girls than an actual girl, right? Sourface, that's like asking a cow how to cook a steak. That's a funny line, honestly. Also, dumb as shit, pants on head backwards. Like, you want a girl's advice, okay? OP just says, dude, come on. I know Artlad like the back of my hand, and I'll make you a deal. Sourface smirks, probably thinking he's outsmarting me, and says, okay, let's make a deal. It's not like women are good at making deals, so what is it? Oh my god. OP says, I will write a list of traits that Artlad has and how to act like him. But, Sourface, but, OP, you need to make sure to outmatch Artlad at his own game. Think about it. Girls are always giving googly eyes to Artlad. Remember, men don't chase women. So, are you in? Trust me, this is basically an open secret anyway. I can see he's thinking about it. I didn't confirm if he was chasing Queenie, but it was obvious when I told him that I could make him into Artlad. His creepy grin faded into a look of maybe. And then he hit me with Sourface. If I do all this, then all the women who likes Artlad would fall for me, right? Yeah, it's fucking love potion number 9. Just drink it down. OP says, not only would they fall for you, they will all feel like idiots for not falling for a nice guy like you beforehand. Sourface. Fine, but if it doesn't work, you'll have to repay me. Ew. The way he said that almost triggered another episode like last time, but I held firm and told him that I would write all of it down. That's when I see Miss Maldal, Bonbon, and Cherry coming, but not Queenie. I asked them about it, and both Miss Maldal and Bonbon said she was busy. You can easily guess that she was stalking her man, but I'm not sure if her friends knew what she was actually up to. This was years ago, but I do remember Sourface's mood switching from, ha, some leader she is, she couldn't handle it, before switching over to, that bitch needs to be here so I can give her a piece of my mind. You can't even pick a lane for yourself. It was weird to see it unfold since, they're kissing cousins. Entering the club, I was given the lessons that I missed out on last time. Something about making my space fat-friendly, and something about micronutrients being just as important as your macros. Yeah, whatever, I didn't pay attention. I was too busy writing the list for Sourface so I could give it to him, but that's when I saw Cherry looking real tired. After that whole lesson, I went up to her and asked, hey, Cherry, is everything okay? Cherry, no, but can we talk alone, like outside? She leans in to whisper, I don't like Queenie's friends to hear me. With a nod, we head outside of the classroom and she lets out a big sigh. She really needs to vent from the sound of it. OP, first, I want to thank you for calming me down on that day with Sourface, but I can see that you're stressed out and I can lend an ear if you want. Cherry, OP, I just want to quit the club. I'm the treasurer here. I'm not supposed to do what the president and the vice president are supposed to do, and yet I'm doing all three. Miss Maldal isn't any help because she's dealing with Queenie, and I just don't know what to do. It sounds like she's about ready to cry, so I go over to hug her and tell her, I'm sorry that you're stressed. OP, Cherry, I'm sorry you're basically running the club. Maybe you should be the leader in an official capacity. Cherry, I don't want this club. I wanted to run a different club, but the campus only allows a certain number of clubs, and Queenie took the last spot. OP, Cherry, if you don't mind me asking, why would you let a friend treat you like this? Cherry wipes some tears away and smiles. Oh, OP, we're not friends at all. I know it's common to have friends help you in starting a club, but yeah, we were never friends. We have some of the same classes together, and she kind of asked me to help her out, and I thought, sure, this could be fun. OP says, look, Cherry, I only came back to this club to give it a second chance, but the truth is, I don't think there's a single person in the club that is having fun. From what I hear, Queenie and Sourface are not making it easy. Cherry is starting to tear up now and says, you're right. A lot of people came up to me saying they wanted to quit, but I kept telling them that it's not my job to do that and to go talk to Queenie, only for them to get yelled at and me get more work. In that moment, I knew that this club was fucking doomed. I hadn't talked about the club all this time because, yeah, we really didn't do anything. Oh, that's not true. You ate candy bars one time. I remember that distinctly. What is there to talk about? I've spoken to some of the members there, and they all joined because they either wanted to learn how to love their body, not feeling that they're ugly just because they're fat, and or they might have been lonely. But instead, Queenie had this stupid rule of at least eating one snack and some other bullshit. No one even knows what the club is about. There's too many rules, and we haven't even had our first event, while other clubs are planning their second or third event. Yeah, sorry for the rant. It's just a really poorly ran club. I could tell already. After talking to Cherry, we both went back inside, and I decided to just leave. With Miss Maldal and Bon Bon fighting for me to stay, I still just left and started heading to the coffee place for the meeting with Best Bro and Best Gal. I ordered my coffee and sat in the booth, just sitting there, tired, and thinking to myself, yeah, this plan of helping Goodfella kind of fucking blows. But my thinking was interrupted as Best Bro and Best Gal arrived. Best Bro, hi OP. I know this isn't the best time. Best Gal, yeah, I thought Artlad told you already. OP, it's fine, just have a seat. It's gonna be okay. Best Bro relaxes himself and starts to tell me a bit about Artlad's past. This part I'll be telling because 1, fuck Artlad, and 2, it was mostly Best Bro talking, and the back and forth isn't all that much to note. Damn, I've been on Team Fuck Artlad since like day 1, alright? All my homies hate Artlad. And from what Best Bro said, the reason Artlad has a hard time being alone is because around the time both he and Artlad were in the 2nd grade, both Artlad's parents worked and he was always alone on the weekend. Since he never learned to be alone, things had only gotten worse. Since Artlad and Best Bro's family are close, it was a no-brainer to have Best Bro's family look after Artlad. So, in a way, Artlad really is Best Bro's brother, but his fear of being lonely grew every passing year, and so he started to hang out with more and more people. Basically, Artlad was jumping from friend group to friend group, and he did a lot of crap and put a lot of shit on other people. You know, the standard teenager getting into trouble because mommy and daddy weren't home often enough. I mean, who hasn't been there before? People who weren't latchkey kids, I guess. It's not really getting into trouble, it's just hijinks and monkey shines. Anyway, OP says I don't want to go into too much detail because it is kind of personal, and even though Artlad didn't give me the same respect, it still has some personal details about Best Bro as well, and I don't have permission from him, who I still like. But what I can say is that when both of them started high school, Artlad met me when I was sitting alone during lunch playing my Game Boy, and like a true extrovert, he adopted me and introduced me to Best Bro. He would later meet Best Gal, and we were all friends up until senior year. Best Bro told me since meeting me and Best Gal, he seemed to calm down, and was shocked to hear that I didn't mind being alone. Dude, being alone fucking rocks. I kinda knew Artlad was sort of, I don't want to say like jealous, but more like wondering why I was so okay with my aloneness. I guess I grew up in a culture where they teach you if you fall, you just get up and clean off the dirt. It's not a big deal because there's always next time. Yeah, it sounds about right. Add that to the fact that I would rather sit in my room and read or play video games, and yeah, I don't really do well with crowds either. Sorry for another wall of text, I'm just adding context here. After Best Bro told me this story, it made me even more tired and even a little more angry, because none of that makes him telling my own traumatizing past to a creep any better. I remember taking a big sip of my coffee and saying, OP, Best Bro, this really only made me more disappointed in what Artlad fucking did. 100%, he's not a trustworthy individual. We could all see that. Sniff that out immediately. Best Bro, I know, but saying it out loud only reminds me of every time he left me alone to hang out with his new friends, only to crawl back to me and act like nothing happened. Best Gal, seems like Artlad really only cares about himself at this point. Are you guys thinking of, like ending the friendship? Best Bro, after so many years, it'd feel like I'm estranging my own brother. OP, Best Bro, Artlad needs to learn the hard way. Looking at my coffee, finally realizing what my family had been telling me, I said, sometimes homies tell homies to cut their shit out, and they mean it. Yeah, and other times homies cut homies, so just fucking keep your head on a swivel. Look out for number 1, that's what I know. I don't think the thing that makes me upset at Artlad is that he only cares for himself. Everybody does at the end of the day, right? The part that upsets me about him, what makes him truly repugnant to me is the fact that he's just a fountain of secrets for his own glorification. Like, there was no reason for you to tell a random person all that shit, and yet you did. And now I can't ever trust you again. Bite the bullet, best bro. Cut the bad fruit off the tree, make the sacrifice. The wall just got 10 feet higher and it feels so fucking good. Best bro gives a light chuckle and says, homies, huh? Well, I guess you're right, yeah. Best gal, how should I tell him though? Best gal, I could help, but I want to ask something of OP. OP says, what's that? Best gal, who's that guy you've been hanging out with lately? Artlad said you've been ignoring him, and yet you are hanging out with this other guy all the time. Best bro, yeah. Is there something you're not telling us? What? Artlad had seen me with Goodfella? Pure creeper vibes, bro. I hadn't seen him anywhere at all, since I can't unsee what he did, but he somehow knows Goodfella, right? Or did Goodfella say something to Artlad, since they do hang out from time to time? But I was calm and said, OP, you mean Goodfella? He's just a guy I'm doing a project with. Oh, lying by omission, I see. Or it's just like a tweak of the truth, a little twist. Best bro says, oh, so I guess he's just sad you're hanging out with somebody else, like always. Ew, he's like also possessive of his friends. Fucking weird. I don't like his vibe. I haven't liked his vibe since the start. OP says, plus I haven't seen him at all, and yet he's around the campus and doesn't come up to me and even say hi. Best gal, yeah, that is a bit weird. Best bro, maybe it's that girl from Fatty Club. I don't even know what her deal is. Oh, I wish I didn't know as well. Oh, how I wish I didn't know as well. OP says, I'm not going back to that shitty club anyway. I'm so done. Best gal, do either of you know what kind of blackmail she might have on him? Best bro, blackmail? OP, he did say that both Queenie and Sourface are willing to blackmail him. Mostly Sourface, however. Do you know Sourface and Queenie, by chance? Best gal, I don't, sorry. Best bro, I met Sourface a handful of times. That motherfucker's always bitching and moaning about how girls don't like him because he's fat and too nice. I hate that guy. He always brings the mood down. OP says, you mean cousin fucker, right? Sourface really seems to hate Artlad as well. Best bro and best gal smirk at my remark. They 100% know what's going, since Artlad doesn't hide anything from best bro. Best bro, wow dude, two-faced. I'm not shocked really. Before this drama, Artlad would brag about meeting all these chicks and say like, oh, college girls are on a whole nother level, man. The parties are crazy too. As if he's not wasting his money and not doing fucking schoolwork. OP. And the worst part, it doesn't seem like he's realized that Sourface is into the whole alpha male BS. Best gal. Really? Alpha males? Does he own a blanket with a wolf on it or something? Yeah, it's hanging on my wall, dude. Sick shit. OP says, first of all, we Mexicans own those blankets first. Then second, even if he did, that doesn't change the fact that he's banging his cousin. Yeah. Can I repeat that fact a third time for you people? Also, we can give the wolf blankets back if you'd like them, but I can't promise that they won't be covered in smallpox. Shit. Anyway, Best Bro says, look, OP, I want you to keep an eye on Goodfella. He might be helping you and treating you better than Artlad is right now, but he is the younger brother of Sourface, okay? I got a bad feeling about that guy. OP says, well, what do you mean? Best Bro, well, sometimes you tell a lot about people based on their family. Like, they might not like each other, but they were raised together. Old habits die hard, one might say. Yeah, birds of a feather and that type of shit. So at this point, I was thinking how Goodfella acted around me, and that one time that Sourface bothered us. I used the name Goodfella because he seemed far too relaxed when it came to having his uncle cutting their college money, meaning he wouldn't be getting any more money for college. There was also the fact that he kind of acted and sounded like the main character of Goodfellas, but like a younger, gayer version of him. With that said, all three of us said our goodbyes and headed home. As I was walking, I took a real hard look at myself. I didn't tell Best Bro and Best Gal the plan that I had with Goodfella. Maybe because they'd look at me funny or think I was fucking with them. Or maybe, just maybe, they would tell me that what I'm doing is the stupidest thing ever. And honestly, they would be right. Making a plan where I give a girl a list of traits in hopes of her making an ass of herself and making the guy jealous, and that same guy, I helped make him feel more like his rival in order to push the fallout even faster. I mean, yeah, it is stupid. But why should I care? Why is Goodfella willing to help me? And why am I the only one that wanted to help him? All these questions I kept asking myself. I made my way home and went to my room and really thought about what to do next. I thought to myself, well, maybe it's time to break the silence with Artlad, because if I'm going to be a part of this, then I needed to know the blackmail, specifically whether that was a real thing or just another one of his lies. I actually went to the computer and logged into a group chat for the friend group, and I sent him a message asking if I could chat in private, and I waited for his response. Didn't take long for him to message back. Artlad. Oh, hey Dizzy. Long time no speak, huh? OP says, I'll make this quick, Artlad. Do you remember what you said to me when we met at the park? Artlad. About Queenie wanting to mess with my relationships? OP. No, about Sourface and Queenie wanting to blackmail you. Were you being truthful? Artlad. Of course I was. You think I'm lying? It's only Sourface, though. OP. You've been spoon-feeding me info that's incomplete. So what kind of blackmail would he even have? Aren't you two friends? Artlad. I thought he was my friend, but I guess not. He talks shit behind my back to his gaming buddies, yet asks me and Best Bro about girls and all that crap. OP. Just answer the question, dude. Artlad. He did tell Queenie what kind of blackmail he has on me, but... OP. But... Artlad. He's willing to give my address to Queenie and my place of work and where my family lives. And he said if I stop hanging out with Queenie, then he promised that he wouldn't leak it. What the fuck? You're getting doxxed IRL right now? Don't like most people know where you were? I guess not if you go to college. At a certain point, what's it matter? The fatty club's gonna come picket at your job? No, they're not. They can't walk around for that long. OP says, yeah, none of that really adds up at all. Why is he asking you about this stuff? Artlad. He said if I don't, that he and his buddies are gonna gang up and beat the shit out of me after he leaks it, so Queenie learns her place. Those are his words, not mine. I hope you do get jumped, Artlad. It builds character. Stop being such a fucking wuss. How about that? Take it on the chin. You're gonna be fine. You probably won't die. The chance that you will is minuscule, especially at your age. It's fine. OP asks, do you really think Sourface could kick your ass? Or is this another lie? Artlad. No, I don't. It's the leaking part that I'm worried about. Plus, it's him and 4 of his gaming buddies, and if they're anything like Sourface, they got size on their side. They probably can't run a block, dude. OP says, can you just, I don't know, report him? This has to break some kind of rule. Artlad. I did, but it was thrown out because I didn't have evidence of Queenie's stalking and about Sourface's threat, and Sourface was smart enough to say it face to face. He didn't send it through text. OP. Well, have you seen Queenie anywhere? Artlad. No. Nowhere, and I'd like to keep it that way. OP. What about Sourface? Are you sure that he has all of those locations? Artlad. I haven't seen him at all. Plus, when I tried to call his bluff, he wrote it down as if he memorized it. He wasn't bluffing. He memorized your address? Bro, I'm buying a gun. It's a good excuse to buy a gun. I really did want to feel bad for Artlad, says OP. I really did, but I was numb to everything. If Sourface could figure out where Artlad was staying, then that means Queenie knew where as well. But I was willing to throw my friend to the lions just because I was upset. I told Artlad that I'd talk to him once more when I was ready, and that I only wanted to talk to him to make sure that he was okay with that. After shutting the chat, I took another hard turn deeper into the mess that I was in. For some reason, something in the back of my head was telling me this is gonna end now or later, as well as you need to put a stop to this stupid drama or you will be drained. I took a deep breath and told myself that the waiting game may have started, but you gotta try and make moves to get out of it now. Not because it's hurting people, but because the plan is fucking ridiculous. I also thought maybe Artlad was messing with me, but I got a text from an unknown number. I was about to delete the text when another one coming caused me to panic, and it was from Sourface. Sourface, "Hi, it's Sourface. I got your number from Goodfella. Pretty cool night. Now I can ask all the questions I want without having to wait for the next club meeting. I ordered Goodfella to give it to me since you two share the same class." Yeah. What a buddy. We're surrounded by so many fucking buddies, aren't we? With friends like these, who needs enemies? Have I said it before? I'll probably say it again. OP says, yeah, I'm pretty sure all he'd do is bitch and moan while Goodfella was going, "No, we're not pals, get out of my home." While Sourface simply just wanted to show off his alphaness. But I really hate myself for going with Goodfella's plan because, yeah, now Sourface has my number. I knew right then and there that Goodfella did it for me to toy with him. I was starting to panic because Sourface might do something worse than what he did in part 4. I took a couple of deep breaths and tried not to rock the boat too hard and just texted, "Dude, I'm kind of busy at the moment. Ask your questions and I'll get back to you when I can." Yeah, that's fair, isn't it? Also, asterisk, when I can might be never. You have to deal with that. Sourface. "Actually, I was hoping we could meet up face to face. My time is valuable, you see, and I was hoping for you to make time to meet up." Nope. Not gonna happen. I did not want to go near him. However, I didn't know what to say because I stupidly did want to continue with the plan, so of course, I texted Goodfella on what to do. To my surprise, Goodfella said he would handle it, and to just tell Sourface that I was really busy, but also to be nice about it. OP says, "Sorry, Sourface. I don't know when I have free time to meet up. Rain check on it?" Sourface, "Whatever. I'm with my buddies anyway. I'll text when I feel like it." I pray for him to never text me back, but that would be in vain, of course. I didn't text back because, yeah, he creeps me the fuck out. To this day, he does not like me at all. And I would tell you guys why, but that would spoil future tales about Goodfella. And oh boy, Sourface in those tales was way worse. I just wanted to finish my schoolwork. But then I got a text message from Pascal. Pascal, "Hey OP, do you have time to text? I wanted to talk to you like girl to girl." OP says, "Hey, yeah, I got time. What is it?" Pascal, "I wanted to know if you're fine. Back at that coffee place, you looked so tired." OP, "I'm fine, Pascal. Just all those sleepless nights trying to finish what's due, you know." Pascal, "College stress doesn't make you lose weight, OP. In fact, there's a reason why people gain the freshman 15. On top of that, I've known you long enough to know that something's up." Am I really losing weight? In the moment, I didn't think so, but looking back at some old photos of mine, yeah, I did lose some weight. Actually, I lost like 20 pounds that month. Like I said last time, I didn't mean to, I just wasn't taking care of myself. Yeah, been there before. Who hasn't? I guess it's gotten to the point where people are starting to notice even with the puffy sweaters, but I texted back, "Nah, there's no way I lost weight. I'm not doing anything for that." Pascal, "Are you saying that because of the club?" OP, "No. I don't pay attention half the time in that club. Also, I've skipped more than one meeting anyway. Still, my point stands." Pascal, "OP, you look like you've been working overtime. Do you have a job on top of college then?" OP says, "Kinda. My cousin that I'm staying with pays me to watch her kids when she and her husband want a night out. It's not that hard." Pascal, "Then quit your bullshit and tell me what's going on, because I know you're hanging out with that guy." Yes, Lucifer. He's sucking my soul. But on the plus side, he's really good at it. OP says, I mean, I did say this was a small campus. I knew at some point someone was going to say something or ask what we'd been up to. I didn't really think it was a big deal as long as no one could figure out the plan, so I texted Best Gal and said, well, the reason I'm hanging out with him is because we have an art project to do together. Best Gal, I don't know why, but Artlad says he has a really bad vibe about that dude. OP, I don't care what Artlad says. It's not a big deal. We're literally just working at the library. Best Gal, I guess if you say you're fine, then you're fine. I was only texting you because Artlad told me to. OP says, dude, I just messaged him a little while ago over private chat. Why was he worried? Best Gal, did you really? I then send her a picture of the chat so she doesn't think I'm lying. But what she said left me confused and a little bit angry. Best Gal, huh. He told me you hadn't spoken to him for some time now, and he sent me a text just now to check for him, claiming that you weren't answering his texts. OP says, I don't know when he sent that text, but I did speak to him. He seems scared about his new pals. Best Gal, that's why I wanted to text you. I was also wondering if Goodfella is acting like a spy for that Queenie and or Sourface because he's a family member after all. OP says, I don't think so. If he was, wouldn't he try to follow me everywhere, including trying to hang out every chance he got? I was trying to throw a curveball. Best Gal says, I guess that's true. Plus, Artlad did say he only sees you at the library with him. Since he said he's going back Monday and only going on campus to get some things, he'll want to meet up with you. OP says, yeah, I'm not ready to face that just yet. How do I know if he's not hanging around that creep in the first place? Best Gal, it's hard to say. Just remember what Best Bro said. Keep an eye out for Goodfella. I think Best Bro has met him before. OP says, huh, weird. Text you soon. I gotta go finish. Best Gal says, yeah, text you later. I was just staring at my phone in a daze. What was ringing in my mind was Best Gal saying, I think Best Bro's met Goodfella before. And I know Artlad let Sourface hang with him from time to time. I know some of those were with Best Bro as well. I've never heard or been told that Goodfella was good friends with Artlad, and the time that I talked to Goodfella about how does he know Artlad, not once did Goodfella ever say that he hung out with him. I know for a fact that Goodfella would not hang out with Sourface, at all. Every time I tell him to have a brother-to-brother talk, he would give me this calm but obviously angered look and tell me, not everybody has good families they're born into like you. So I dropped it. Maybe I was overthinking it, and I thought maybe that Artlad would meet up with him one more time because he saw me with his bro or overheard some of the crap that Artlad pulled. I don't know. At this point, it doesn't really matter. What mattered was finishing the plan and forgetting about this mess and continuing on with my schooling. Yeah, we could have just ignored the mess. That's probably what I would have done. But it's been an interesting ride. I got up from my seat and headed out of my room toward the kitchen to refill my cup with coffee when I got another text, but this time it was from Goodfella. With a sip of the old bean juice, I read the text. Good news, I handled Sourface without him wondering what was up. You don't have to respond to this, but I also played into the alpha male BS. However, you're gonna hate me for this, but I told him that you'll only hang out with him if he can show off his gaming skills in front of all his friends. This is so 5th grade or something. I don't know. I almost spat out my coffee, and I had to excuse myself from the kitchen since Cheeky and her family were right there. I was pissed, so I texted back, what the fuck is wrong with you? I told you I'm not gonna be alone with that creep. Goodfella, easy now, easy. I wasn't planning on all that to happen. No, I made it clear that you wanted him and his friends to show off their cool gaming skills. I added that him showing that he can make friends outside the club will make him look really alpha. I pointed out that's why Artlad gets laid, and he took the bait. Yeah, he's not the brightest bulb, that Sourface. OP says, look, I'm not gonna waste my weekend on that creep. Goodfella, you're not. It's on Monday after you're done with your classes. OP, huh? You set it up already? How and where? Goodfella, you don't need to know how, just where. Remember that barcade? That's where you'll meet him. Don't worry, I'll be watching you in the shadows, just far enough that no one will notice. And yes, he's so inconspicuous. Everybody's noticed you. You think you're a fucking spy? You're a fat schlub. And everywhere you go, people say, hey, look at that fat fucking schlub. Whatever. OP says, if I see it's only Sourface, I'm gonna run for the hills and or kick your ass. Good fella. I wouldn't blame you. Like I said, I'll make sure his friends are there too. OP, is it too late for me to come out and start transitioning yet? Good fella. So he doesn't flirt with you? OP, duh. Why else? I don't even want to be a girl anymore. Good fella. I say start finding an outfit that screams not straight or soon to be a boy. OP, I always look like I just rolled out of bed. How am I going to accomplish that? Good fella. Sunday's my day off. Want to go shopping? I could help you pay for it. Think of it as a gift for putting up with mine and my family's bullcrap. Nothing can repay me for the sort of bullshit you've done, sir. Thank you very much, a kind offer, but I'd appreciate it if you could fuck off now. And when you reach wherever you fucked off to, continue fucking off from there. Never darken our doorway again. OP says, I was texting this as I came back to the kitchen less angry and helped out with dinner. In my journal, I wrote, quote, I can't believe my prima didn't ask questions about what that was about, but I figure she knows I'm still dealing with the BS. I tried my best to not show the plan and how I was talking to the brother of a creep, but she did get upset with me texting during dinner. To quote, she said, Prima, if you don't stop texting at the dinner table, I'm gonna smack that phone out your fingers and make you clean the toilet with your toothbrush. And I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, mostly because she'll do it. But the last text Goodfella sent to me was, I'm waiting to see if you're in or out with the meetup on Monday and the Sunday shopping day. Yes or no? And so yeah, I said yes. Not because I'm getting free clothes, although that probably does help, doesn't it? It's because I have no clue on what to do or what even is a barcade. Oh, my sweet summer child. Let me show you the wonders. Costs too much, smells terrible. We're gonna have a great time. OP says, I'm not even joking. I had never heard of a barcade at all. And I was wondering if I could even enter it, if it had the word bar in it. So I texted back and told him to text me when he's ready to go shopping. The rest of that night was pretty quiet. I did some schoolwork, but I was dazed. I know I've said it was just Goodfella and I acting like mean girls, but I guess I was having a hard time doing that because, yeah, I've never hurt somebody like that. Well, it gets easier with time, OP, don't you worry. And with all that, I'll end it here. The end is near, and the next post is where I go shopping and meet up with Sourface. I still can't believe I did this myself, but what I can promise you is that the downfall is not what you are expecting. So, thanks for reading. I'm sorry if I've been all over the place, and I did mean for this tale to come out around Christmas, but yeah, I couldn't. Life got in the way. It does happen. Drink lots of fluids, not Mountain Dew! And with peace and love, Dizzy out. Yeah, dude, hell yeah. Them beefy, the one who has it bad, tales of community college stories. I'm always digging it, you know? A slow burn is a good way to put it, but there's a lot of intrigue. And, yeah, I find myself enjoying it quite a little bit. I'm glad we're back into it. I hope you guys liked it as well. Keep rolling along. It's sure to get even weirder from here. Do you have anything that you would like to say to the people, Gubbins?
Hello, boys.
Oh, fuck you. I don't have to sit here and take this, okay? I've got a Patreon and YouTube memberships. I've got Spotify, iTunes. I've got places that I can go, okay? But YouTube's the place I like the best. So I think I'm going to stick right here with my two blood cell friends and, of course, all the friends in the comments and whatnot as well. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye. Fuck you, dude.